This is Open Run.
Not bad.
Nailed it. Love it.
I'm over here looking like I'm in the playoffs.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Open Run is this is number 2 for the year of our Lord 2018. We are doing it live in LA, in studio, not only with me and Stefan in the same building, a very rare occurrence, but we also have an incredible live guest here in person. Just walked in. It's himself, not a hologram. We have 007, No Chill Gilbert Arenas, 3-time All-Star, assassin in the building with us. Thank you so much for being here, bro.
Oh, man, thank you for having me.
The first thing I asked Gilbert when he walked in was, what should I call you? And obviously he said Gilbert. But in my mind, I was like, well, I was thinking Gilbert or Gil. But then something on our show, we obsess a lot about nicknames and kind of the bygone era of good nicknames and wanting it to come back. And like, you had a series of good ones.
Okay, my only nickname was Agent Zero.
That's the only real one.
That was the only real one. Hibachi was just something I said when I was busting somebody's ass.
Right.
About hibachi, yeah, that's
Okay.
what that's.
You're your own commentator.
No
Yeah, so-
intention for you to be called hibachi.
Yeah,
right.
and then it just came. He's the hibachi. He's heating up. Like, so my Agent Zero, who I was in the media, is not who I am when I'm away from basketball, and people actually don't understand the concept.
What are the differences?
So, like, I'm outspoken. I'm no chill at all.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk my shit.
It's real life
No.
on the court.
On the court.
Got it.
Like in that media, whenever I'm in the media.
Yeah.
But when I'm at home, you would never see me. I'm not gonna get in trouble for partying, drinking, because I don't leave my house.
Right.
I don't leave my house. So I remember with the big gun thing, and they're like, oh look, he's always getting in trouble. Like, well, technically that was inside the arena, and they chose to pull that bullshit on me. That's not something I got. I didn't get caught in the street.
Most people don't really understand.
The big question I have is, it sounds like what you did was hilarious. Like, I mean, I realize, dear listeners, that playing with guns can be very dangerous. I don't want to, but the idea, correct me if I'm wrong, you presented 4 guns and said, pick the one you want me to use on
That's
you.
it. But see, that was my argument.
You said,
pick me to use it on you, or you to use it on me. It was.
Oh, that's what. Okay, well, you explain it, not me.
He was. It was one of those like Chris Paul. You're gonna shoot me? All right. Let me see it happen. It was one of those.
He was popping shit like he was going to shoot you, and you're like, oh, really? Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's just say this.
That startled the shit out of everybody in the room, no?
Maybe I'm wrong. It sounds funny.
No.
Yeah.
It didn't startle them?
That's what we do. We shoot paintballs in a gun. That's our home.
So
let's just say this. If they would have suspended me for a gun charge, would have probably been one game.
Been fixed.
Because I didn't hold a gun. I was never near a gun. I just said they were mine.
Right.
But the gun itself, it was only going to be 1 or 3 games. But that would have been a backwards move for the NBA, as big as it was.
Right.
So they just said detriment to the team, 50 games.
50 games.
Yo.
And don't you say shit. No.
There was this whole hilarious scenario where the first rumor comes out from Woj, captain of rumors, right? And the idea is that James Harden, Trevor Ariza, and Gerald Green storm the locker room. So already it's this crazy, like, I don't know, Pirates of the Caribbean scenario. And then you got Chris Paul apparently taking like a secret tunnel that he knows about because he used to play there, go over there with an unnamed group of players, and then Clint Capella's knocking on the front door.
So that's what I'm saying.
It's
like
But the
storming the
sad
beaches. I don't know what's going on there.
I seen everybody throwing shots at Blake. I was like, what kind of home game is this for you,
It was that
Blake?
home aggression. Like,
It was the
really
like
feel
adventure
confident.
athletic leggings that got ripped, which Reggie Miller called
Yes.
tights, which I feel like finally someone called them tights.
But I've never
Yeah.
seen a home player
Get
get
torn up.
abused
I know.
Yeah.
by the opposing team.
Yeah.
So when I heard Chris Paul and them went into the locker room, because I didn't see the game last night, I was like, they must have been in Houston. And it's like, no, they were in L.A. I was like,
That's so aggressive.
see, the problem with Chris Paul is
Here it comes.
you're the superstar making everyone better, making Blake better, making these players better. When you take you off the court, they don't know how to eat.
Yeah.
They're like caged animals.
Yeah.
They're so
Yeah.
used to you just coming bringing them the food.
Dependence, yeah.
When you put them in the wild,
So Chris Paul's new nickname is the Zookeeper.
Yeah, exactly. With Matt Damon.
It is?
Yeah. No, that's what we're gonna night. We're gonna call
But
it.
like they don't know what to do. They don't know how to feast for themselves. Now you look at Blake Griffin, and you're the most dominant jumper,
Right.
you know, in your position, you can consider yourself top 7 of all time of just natural athleticism.
Yeah.
But you can't post up yet. I felt sad when I first seen it. I was like,
False.
when I seen his shot, I was like, wait a minute, whoa. What the fuck are you guys doing with this kid?
This thing now or the free throw moment?
This thing now. What
Yeah.
his shot is now, because he was a shooter in college. Natural,
Yeah.
90-degree shot, you know, above his head.
Like fluid?
You know, fluid was just a natural. There was no hiccup in it.
Uh-huh.
So when you're looking, you hear all the stories, he has with fluid drains and all this, and like, okay, you know, something's going on, but you're not telling. So when I seen the video of this hitch, you know, this hitch shot
Push,
from
yeah.
his from his hip push, I'm like, oh shit. He tore something. He tore labrum, or he tore something in his shoulder,
compensating.
and they can't find it.
Oh,
But
no.
what's happening is, and I see him lifting weights, like, that medical staff is bad. There's no way.
Well, that team has a history of rolling out prospects who then
Yes.
have to sit out for multiple seasons with injuries.
But there's no way he should be doing any lifting. He should be getting. So why he's shooting from here? He lost all this motion.
Oh, no.
So
Because it all goes, it's all low.
So he has to come from here because he probably can't lift his arm anymore.
So you definitely shouldn't be lifting weights. You learned that in high school.
They're talking about, muscle, like deficiency. Shut up.
Could they be that inept as a medical staff?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, boy.
You can. It's like, there's probably a tear that they can't see, and it's cutting off his range of motion. So instead of having that 90 degrees.
Does he talk about it at all? Does he
Nah.
commented on his
He probably
form?
doesn't even know. Just like anything, most people's goals are just to make it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I want to make it to the NBA. Because I was asked that question. Okay, you made it to the NBA, now what? Now I want to stay here. Well, the only way you stay here is you keep working on it. You're right. Got to go.
It's all a
you know what I mean?
process.
You know what I mean?
It's
like
all process. There is
yeah.
no fixed finish.
There's no. Because what's so funny is I watch actors because my dad we moved here from Florida because he wanted to be an inspired actor. So I used to read the script with him.
Really?
So he actually thought I was going to be an actor.
Because you'd follow in his
Yeah,
footsteps.
because I'm just following. I'm learning.
How old were you when that happened?
10.
10.
10, yeah.
And he came out just kind of cold. Was he acting in Florida? Like,
No.
So he came
No,
out
I think he did
cold.
Miami Vice. I think he did
Word.
some episodes of Miami Vice.
No way.
Yeah.
And he came out here cold. You didn't know
Cold
he had no
turkey.
family out
No,
here?
We was sleeping in the car at a park.
Wow.
Sherman Oaks
Wow.
Park.
And then what, did he end up booking
And
anything?
then he ended up getting with one I think it was Chuck Norris's bodyguard. And then he started doing some of that stuff with him, then became a bodyguard and did a couple,
Wow.
scenes here and there. But I used to just read scripts and over and over.
Did it ever interest you?
No.
No. Really?
Because the way I watched film, it wasn't like I'm watching it from his standpoint. Like, what's making him great?
Uh-huh.
He's natural. He's not acting. He's making it seem like a natural.
But you didn't feel like, I want to do that, I could do that, I'm interested?
It just didn't. Like, whenever I listen to myself, it just, I sound stupid.
Yeah.
I look at
I
myself,
can relate to
I
that.
made the wrong facial
And now you're hosting a
expressions.
show.
Yeah. Right.
So it was one of those things
Yeah.
where it's just, and then I just fell in love with basketball.
Yeah. When you're hyper self-critical, it becomes really hard to be happy with what you
Yeah.
see.
But
people,
that makes the best though, because you're always critiquing to get better.
right.
You're never- you're
People
not
ask me
satisfied.
that, like, we'll talk about a movie or a show I watched when I first started, just to see if what I thought I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Was I communicating that to him? Was I listening? That thing I thought I was doing, did it work? And then I became way too critical. It made me so unhappy. I don't watch anything I do
Yeah,
because it's just not. It's not helpful.
it isn't. It isn't.
In that sense,
'Cause
I would imagine
but it
game
isn't.
film though. You got to watch yourself, or no?
No,
No?
Really?
No.
You weren't a game film guy?
because I always used to just sit there and like study. I only study the defense
okay,
because I want to study what he does when a guy has the ball in his left hand. Like when people say, "Oh, you scored, 60 on Kobe," like how was it?
Mm-hmm.
And I said it was preparation.
You figured something out.
See,
Yes.
what I knew about Kobe was he was the great, right? He dedicated his perfection.
Right.
But like any great, you got flaws. Your flaws to everyone else might not be your flaw. Your flaw towards me was you wasn't as fast as me.
Okay.
You know, so the fact that I'm faster than you and I'm a one-on-one player, I don't have the edge, but I have enough of an edge. If I stay in my element, I can pull it off. You know, and with me being faster and one-on-one and then not backing down from his mental challenges, which he will always do at the beginning. You know, like as soon as the game starts, he'll be like, all right, Smush, I got Gilbert. I'm going to shut him down. You go stick him, you shut him down, and, you know, we're going to get out of here.
Yeah.
But that's the little thing. And then as soon as he always said that, like, all right, yeah, forget the first two plays. We're just going to do 1-4 flat until he plays regular defense. And then I'll just isolate him. And then just make it an island show, and then just use my speed.
Right.
So with Kobe, he was great at denying, holding you down, you know, being tough.
Without the ball.
Yeah, without the ball. So by me having the ball, I always had more momentum. You know, so with me having my momentum, he always was on the back pedal.
Right.
So
is that a situation where you're watching you're studying his game film, you're seeing how he defends, where your first step should be, you pick. You're able to pick spots?
So, like with certain things, like if I did a crossover, right? Typically, you know, it's like, oh, I'll come back at him. But I knew because who he was, I don't have that room to try something different. I just got to get my move and go.
Take that step, yeah.
You know, it's just one of those things where you got kids who play with the ball and do it. No, I just got to just...
If you have an advantage, use it and go. Don't dick around.
Yes, I got to San Antonio him. Just get the job done. I can't, you know, you can't mess around with greatness like that, you know, because they adapt so fast.
Yeah.
And that's what, you know, some people idolize them. The only way I'm going to idolize you is because I'm going to study you. You know, so with Kobe, I studied. Like he studied Michael, I studied him. I studied everyone because I want to know what makes you great. Now, what makes you great, I want to see how I can win just tonight.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to, you know, beat you for your career just tonight to get on to the next night.
In that process, you must also pick up little offensive hitches, little tricks, little shortcuts, little cheats that you add to your toolbox.
Yeah. So with me is like because of my background and upbringing with my dad and studying and trying to figure out, you know, with his stuff. With me is during the season, I used to have a stat guy. So with my stat guy, it wasn't keeping stats of almost a triple-double like everybody else. I did moves. So during the game, if I'm watching or seeing someone do something, I'll point at the time, he'll write the time down so I can go back and look and see what that player did.
Like how many times he crossed over, went left?
No, just a crossover, just a nice move that I just never did. You know, because you know, most of us, we don't work out with each other.
Right.
Wait a minute, I have an attention to detail question for you. I was talking with our friend Nat about this, actually. There was one fact I loved about your attention to detail with training, which is, did you travel with a high altitude tent, or did you change the atmosphere in your home so it would be like a high altitude? Do you remember reading about this?
No.
This was my favorite thing.
So whenever we went to Denver, you know, it's like it's in Denver's advantage to everyone else because of the high altitude.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, you're playing there, you're sitting there getting winded. It's like, man, they have, like, how does this help in training? And then coming down. So I asked my trainer, when they come to us, are they in better shape?
Right.
He was like, technically, yeah. So I started looking at things, how to mimic this altitude, and found a place that did it. So I had the little chamber.
Yeah.
Because it was like right around when T.O. broke his leg, and they were talking about the Michael Jackson, you know, they think you're sitting in this little straight. Yeah. And then so I had one of those.
Hyperbaric chamber.
Yeah, so I had one built, you know, in my house.
And what'd you do? You slept in it?
I slept in it.
Wow.
How often?
Every night.
For how long?
The rest of the season.
No big deal.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it feel any different?
I didn't have to work out as hard.
You could tell. You felt the effects.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was like endurance and shape, and I didn't do a lot of running that summer too.
Wow. Totally random. But you said as we were starting the show, we were pulled out our laptops for our notes, and you were like, "Yeah, I don't own a laptop. I don't have an iPad." What is that? What is that? Why is that?
Because all the new technology, you know, the cameras on the phones, the cameras on the iPads and all that stuff. if I can see in, that means someone can see me.
And
I always, because
tape on the camera guy.
Yeah,
okay,
okay. So so
it feels a little creepy to you.
I got a lot of hacker friends.
Okay.
So they hack into a lot of stuff, and it just freaks me the fuck out. Like
That's not something I expected to come up today. You have a lot of hacker friends.
I got a lot of hacker friends.
Right. You feel like it's tracing you and knows where you are.
Yeah, it just feels like just with all the whole
emails.
technology. Like I change my number probably 50 times a year.
No.
Yeah.
Every week?
But I have a great number now. And it's amazing to me.
Oh, just say it on the air.
I just can't change. I just can't change it. It just like when you
call Gilbert at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Hey,
what I don't want to do is stop, but we have to.
Amazing.
And it's this is so fantastic. Gilbert,
Hey, what I
thank you
can
so
say,
much.
guest of the year. Right?
me?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, man.
It is January.